Hold the phone. I'm not done yet. I just suddenly remembered and I forgot. As if this game couldn't be more compared, more closer to being like JoJolian. Unresolved plot points. Right up until the very end. Some plot points were introduced and were never fully resolved in this game. A lot of which happened right near the end as well, too. Let me explain. Uh, hmm. The words escape me. Something about JoJolian and the paintings and the expectations. Uh, Frick, my head's a jumble of words right now, and I can't get anything out. Uh, uh. Right. So, hmm, yeah. Certain plot threads, due to the game, always due to the story paying so much attention with all this symbolism and stuff about fate and coincidences and correlations. It hammered in this idea, this expectation to us that everything was somehow going to end up connected. And I guess that's part of my criticism with this unresolved plot point thing. It's because they made me expect something and then they don't deliver with it. And I think that's bad. You shouldn't do that. And that's what happened to me with the unresolved plot points as well, and what I think. All right, so let me explain and give like an example of the unresolved plot points. All right, so a lot of these are, as I said, unresolved plot points are in episode 4. Episode 1 is sort of very straightforward. Episode 2, uh, yeah, the first 3 episodes don't have, it's an episode 4 where everything sort of goes to shit. Episode 3 does have, I believe, one of these unresolved plot points I'd like to talk about, and that is our true killer, as well as Machi Tabai. It was never fully explained. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I couldn't gather the hints, but I don't like how this case was resolved. There were like a whole bunch of they introduced this thing called incuritis. I thought it was gonna play a role in here when I heard about the sickness, and then there was this thing. I'll get to episode 4. That's the thing I hate the most. That's the episode I hate the most. Yeah, and then there's about this whole thing about the cocoon, and then the moment Machi is cleared of his innocence, it it just gets forgotten. Like, I thought it was gonna play like a bigger role. There was this whole thing with the judge and his relation with the chief justice and the hospital. I thought we were gonna at least get a little bit more of this of the guy's motive, but nothing. It ends. Lamroar talks about getting eye surgery, and then we just move on to Turnabout Succession. Yeah, there's a lot of things. All right, first off are those paintings with those initial sketches. Who drew those? When? Where? Why? How? They don't even ever, you don't ever get a chance to actually present those evidence. They really just aren't answered. Okay, fine. Maybe Vera drew them, but why? How did she get the chance? It's been explained she doesn't fucking go outside. So someone then you could then say that okay, fine. If then one might reply to me that, oh well, she doesn't go outside, but maybe someone else asked her. Okay, but why? Why would someone be paying attention to Apollo and ask them to draw paintings, draw rough sketches of the things? Like, come on. We can just keep going on and on about those paintings, and that's not even the end of it. There's this whole thing with Grammarly, and there's so many unresolved shit about them. Like the one who accidentally shot Lamiror. That one I don't mind as much. I think it's one of those cool things that's left back. But why and how exactly did she run away to be considered Mia MIA? And then there was this whole thing with the malignant tumor, which is pretty cool. It isn't directly, but it is implied that it might be once again because of the Maractus Clinic. Maybe the reason both of them were left alone was both this gangster guy and stuff. I don't know. I don't quite remember what time the Maractus performed on Waki. But it might be that that whole thing happened with his tumor thingy because of that. But it's nothing clear is ever stated, and once again, it's another piece of evidence that never got resolved. Back in terms of gameplay, though, while I did have trouble, the investigation gave me some trouble. Sometimes I'd have trouble in the trials, but the trials, while hard, they were still very fair. Not a lot of what do you call it? Leaps and stretches in logic were ever made. Like one particular thing I had trouble with was back in episode 3 where I had to present the guitar, right? That one was very convoluted, but it was still fair. If I were paying attention to the investigation, and if I were paying attention just in the trial alone, I wouldn't have even needed to pay attention to the investigation in the first place. And I still would have been able to figure out that, yeah, of course, it was the guitar. How I could have figured that out myself. But yeah, what else? What else? What else? Trucy discovering. Oh no, wait, yeah, that's actually resolved. Oops. No, wait. Zach went in and hiding a smith. So that implies Trucy knew that his father died and changed names, and ugh, it just doesn't stop. I could go on and on, but I think I've already made my point anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.